everybody. I didn't think about when I would be doing another live since I missed my live that I always do on Sunday nights. It was my granddaughter's second year birthday, and of course, Nana has to go out to all the birthday parties. That's one of the favorite things that I do as a Nana is I get to go to all these wonderful birthday parties and see people that we haven't seen before. My daughter and her husband are really good friends with so many people, and they're such a blessing to our lives. I Like I said, I didn't know when I was gonna go on, so I just decided to I don't know, something was pulling on my heartstrings to jump on this live, so I did so. I've been having a hard day today. It's been a hard day. Actually, it wasn't a hard day until I got out of work. Hi, James. James the Brit. It wasn't a hard day for me until I left work and was looking at my phone, and I usually look to see what's going on before I start the ignition of my car or actually I start the ignition of my car. As I'm warming it up, I'm looking at my phone so that I have something to do while I am waiting for the car to warm up. I'm sorry, James. So anyway, I was looking on my phone and I got this message from my cousin. Hi, Wayne. I got this message from my cousin on my phone after work. And it said that, hi, cousin. This is Alex. My mom passed last night at 8:30 p.m. She had pancreatic, I don't even know how you pronounce it, cancer. It went to her liver, her bones, I believe it said. Anyway, it was just nasty. She was on hospice for 3 days and passed last night. And she was inviting me to the wake, the funeral, the memorial service, whatever it is for you. But hello, Jeannie. Hello, Sunny. Thank you. Sunny says, I'm sorry to hear that, Yvonne. Yeah, her and I were 3 months apart. James says, I'm so sorry for you and your family. Prayers. Thank you. What I have found since I've gotten older is that there's not that connection that there was when my grandparents were alive, you know. As a kid, going to grandma's house consisted of all my cousins being there, coming to visit on a Friday night. Like, I lived with my grandma for a while, but on Friday night, the families would come. You know, my grandma had 8 kids, and a lot of those kids were really tight and were from our area. So they weren't sprawled all over the place. I mean, there was a few that were, but the ones that, were in our city got together, and I'm quite sure the adults reminisced and the kids played outside, and it was fun times. And I really don't see that now. Like, my daughter and her husband have really good friends and family, and they turn out for all the birthday parties, and you know it's they're awesome. They really are. They're very awesome. But as far as my family, my dad's family, my mom's family, I don't see them. So I didn't even know my cousin was sick, and then she's gone. It's really hard. Yeah, Wayne says, I don't think I've talked to my oldest cousin in over 20 years. Ugh. Mike Foreign, your name is Jeff. Okay. James says, all my grandparents passed away. I didn't get to grow up with them. Yeah, that's what I'm thankful for. As you know, I'm everyday Nana, and um, my grandkids are what I live for. I mean, I love my kids, of course, but it's that extended family, and you know, I want to be here for a long time because I want to see my grandkids' families and, their families. And, I don't know how long we have here on Earth, but, I plan to make the most of it with my grandchildren. And my son and I aren't tight like we used to be. Man, the used to be was like when he was a kid. That was the used to be. Otherwise, he has always worked since he was 16. He started working, and he has a love of God. I know that. I just don't know what's going on between the two of us. Thank you, Viking. Sonny says, I haven't seen my cousins or even talked to them. And yeah, can you imagine one of them passed? Would you even know that they passed? Or would you get a text message saying that? It's like, it's so crazy. People don't even make phone calls now, they text. Never forget the love that surrounds you, Yvonne. Even when our older loved ones pass, it really isn't a goodbye. It's just a we'll see you again someday. Presley says, evening, Yvonne. Hi, Presley. James says, it's just hard to wait that long. Yeah, for sure. Sonny says, hi, Presley. Presley says, Sonny, hey, yeah, my mom, she passed on like, I want to say 14 years ago. And that was hard. She was my best friend, so that was hard. I have... Oh, thank you for the emojis. Presley says, I'm good, James. Yourself? Sunny says, hi, Deb. Hi, Deb. Yeah, so I guess I wish I would have known so I could have went to visit her. she was a cousin that for a year I lived with. My father and I were going through some things, and so my aunt became her and her husband became my foster parents for 1 year of school. And it was the best year of school ever. Like, my dad never did these things with me that they did. I was on a bowling league, even though I sucked. I was on a bowling league. I went downhill skiing, which was a lot of fun. I learned to play the piano. I am not an expert, haven't picked it up in many, many years. But it wasn't that I was an expert at any of those things. Bowling, it was just fun. And it was just me and my dad pretty much. So we didn't do stuff like that. So one of the best years was living with them. And my cousin Karen, the one that passed on, she was 3 months older than I was, and she was like a sister to me. In fact, when I was a kid in school, you know, in those beginning years when everybody's learning about you, what was it like? I was in 1st or 2nd grade. I had an imaginary sister named Karen. And yeah. Thank you, Sonny. I appreciate it. I trust you in whatever you do. Oh, thank you. Wayne says, don't forget the button. James says, I don't know what I'll do without my mom. Yeah, it's hard. Very hard. Hi, Mike. Mike's Adventures Spark says, hello, Yvonne and friends. Sonny says, hey, Mike. Yeah, for those that just jumped in, I guess I'm talking about mourning. Mourning. When I got out of work, I got a text message that my cousin, who I hadn't seen in years, like 2 years ago, and that was at the state fair. That was the last time I seen her. The last time that we chatted, I had told her that I was going to be moving into this place and that I had broke up with my fiance. So, it's just hard when you lose that one. Oh, so anyway, I was talking about she was like a big sister to me, and she would be so funny. And I was the little brat because my grades were actually decent, so I wanted to show my aunt and uncle my grades. And so I would show them my grades, so then my aunt would say to my cousin, so Karen, where is your report card? And my cousin's just looking at me like, you be. And I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I don't know if that's the reason why I shared a bunk bed with my cousin Kathy, and my cousin Karen had her own room. But I was laying on the top bunk because that's where I slept. And my cousin Karen came over to the bed and she pulled the mattress right off the bed. Woo! She was mad. Mike says, hello, Sonny. Wayne, Sonny is the mic tonight. Oh, Sonny is the mic tonight. Moderator in chief. Good job. Oh, yes. Thank you, Sunny. Mike says, hello, Sunny. Well, actually, I could. Uh, I just feel like we know each other well enough now, Mike, so I just made you a moderator as well. Um, okay. So Sunny says, hi, Mike. Brandon, you need some snuggles. James says, I still have imaginary friends. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but it's someone to talk to. I live alone. Yeah, my grandma, I remember she lived alone when she would talk to she would talk to my mom who had passed. She would talk to her mom, my great grandma who had passed. Sonny says, I was surprised to see someone I knew over on the other Mike's channel. That was funny. Oh, that's cool. Wayne says, Sonny is, oh yeah, I think I read that. Hello, Sonny. Let's keep it light. I only see my kids every other weekend. How are you doing? Emmett says, how are you doing? Sonny says, hi, Scott and Emmett. John says, hello, everyone. Raw guy says, sir, I am Chinese. Mike says, thank you. Sonny says, hello, John. Sonny says, hi, guy. Yeah. So let me think. Thank you for allowing me to share that with you. Now on to other stuff. So yesterday I was at my granddaughter's birthday party and it was so sweet. She turned 2 and she doesn't talk much, but she's just so sweet. And I gave my youngest daughter the snowman I had done, the diamond dot I had done. And now I am currently working on the next one, and this is for my wall. I love the trucks. Like, I just love the trucks. My house could be filled with trucks. They're not just a winter thing. Oh, thank you, Mike. Oh my goodness. Thank you, James. John says, hey, Sonny. Hey, James. Mike says, I'm sorry. James says, hello, John. How are you, mate? Thank you, Mike. Wayne says, the snowman looked great. Thank you, Wayne. James the Brit says, that's beautiful, Yvonne. Thank you, James. Sonny says, that's a cute gnome. Yeah, don't you think so? Yeah. John says, I'm okay. Mike says, hello, James. Sonny says, I like the old trucks too. Yes, I just love them. So I had to do something for me. I had already got for my daughter. I already got for both daughters. So I figure it's Nana's turn. Oh, I'm also washing clothes. I have about 20 more minutes. Sonny said, okay. James says, hello, Mike. Mike says, oh no. James says, Yvonne, how are you doing in Minnesota? Minnesota weather-wise is not bad. I can look on my other phone and tell you what the current temperature is. Maybe. Do you know I've had this iPad for some months now? You would think I'd be used to it by now, but no. Um, weather. Okay, so it's actually it's the warmest it's been in a while. It's 14 degrees, but it feels like 4. So it is not bad here. I know I was watching MD, and they're having a snowstorm there where he's at. I was watching Tornado Gardens a little bit. He's says it's freezing where he's at. I think he's in Florida. It's like I was trying to figure out what is freezing to the person that lives in Florida. um, Hi, Eric. How are you? Eric says hello. Look, Sonny says, hey, Eric. Eric says, hey, Sonny. Mike says, yes, same with my family. Mm. Eric says, how are you? I'm okay. Found out that a dear cousin had passed on that I didn't even know was sick, so I'm just trying to adjust to that news, and found that out when I got off work today. And I have not done Walmart Spark. You know, I will try to do Spark or Shipt. I haven't done anything since a week ago Saturday. I have not wanted to be out in this cold. I'm glad I made a decent amount of money in 2 weeks because it has been so cold. And so now it gets warmer when I get off work. And I was trying to do at least one order in the morning, but it was negative digits out this morning. And I don't really want to do work when I get off of my W-2. Like maybe some people can do that, but I don't always. Maybe when it gets warmer or stays lighter, it's starting to stay lighter, so that's a good thing. Wayne says it's up to 4 degrees, feels hot out. Yeah, right, Wayne? James says, Eric. Sonny says, hi, Yusuf. Hello, Yusuf. Eric says, what's happening, my friend? James says, not much, mate. Glad to see you here. Eric says, you too as well. Sonny says, it's 19, feels like 6 here, but supposed to be almost 30 tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. I think we're supposed to have negative digits to the end of the week. At night, anyway, like overnight. Eric says it's 10 here. Does it feel like 10 there, or does it feel colder? I think I'm gonna go on for 15 more minutes. So it's not gonna be a full hour long. But, oh, and I want to thank people. I think I'm up to 419 subscribers now, which when I got over the 400 mark, I was like, well, it might go down, it might go down, it might go down. So I'm just amazed it's over 400. goodness. Okay, that's cool. I want to make sure I have my plastic on there. Oh, okay. What was I? Have you ever thought, what was I doing again? Okay, so, oh, it might tell me. Okay, so as of right now, I have 420 subscribers, but I only have a little bit more of that in watch hours. So many, many, many hours to go. Sunny says you should turn on subscriber only mode on the chat, Yvonne. Oh, okay. I've learned I get subs doing that. And why let people chat if they're not subbed? Yeah, that's a good point. Now, how do I do that? Sunny says it's a privilege to chat. Yes, it is. Wayne says, good suggestion, Sunny. Okay. Now I should have paid more attention and maybe I can figure out how to do that. What? That's lighting. What if you're on the iPhone? Or is that the chat bubble? No, that's the green screen. Oh my goodness. Okay, if that's gonna be the case, let me look at this beautiful sunset I had tonight. And then look at the babies. I never even thought about this. My beautiful family, the kids helping with the blowing of the candles. I forgot, I can bring it to you. Okay, bottom, okay, so it's this one. Oh, okay. Okay. Good, I figured it out. Thank you, Sunny. Now let me see if I can get this back to the normal screen. There we go. I just learned 2 things tonight. Yay! So how's everybody been? How's the weather there for you? Wayne says, there, it showed up. When Larry sings, says, hello, Nana5. Hello, Larry. So he says, I do for any time, but you can do as long as you want. Okay, cool. Larry says, cold. Yes, very cold. Yeah, well, the duration that I put it on is like for 20 minutes and I'm only going to be going on for the next 10. So that's cool. It's cool to learn new things. I just don't play with it enough because I only go on lives once a week. So when you're on the other end, you learn stuff. Oh, Larry says, cold in Arkansas. Oh, Sunny says, hi, Larry. Mike says, yeah, mine says 20 minutes. Okay, cool. Sunny says, okay, sounds good. Larry says, hello, Sunny. Yes, with this new diamond dot that I'm doing now, I just love it because it has so many of my favorite colors. I mean, different shades of purple. Oh, I love purple. Um, what else? What else? What else? You know what's really a blessing that I must say, what a real blessing is to have um, a decent relationship is I was just seeing that I have another sub. Um, okay. What was I saying? I hate when I do that when I'm like, oh yeah, what was I saying? I forgot. Um, oh, I know what I was saying. So my ex-husband and I, we are cordial, which I think helps in doing a lot of activities together with the kids. Like we can be at Christmas together, Thanksgiving together, um, birthday parties. It doesn't matter because, and actually we're both single, but I already married him twice, so not thinking about that again. But it's just nice that we're cordial, because that can be such a hard thing to do. And I'm just thankful for that. In a time of like it is now, I think it's better to it's I like not having issues with other people. It's just too much going on, especially in our wonderful city. But did you hear the latest? Oh, I shouldn't talk that stuff on my channel. All I can say is the ice has been really thick and I think it's going to be getting a lot lighter. That's all I'm going to say. When Larry Singh says, hello, Sunny, Sunny says, I forgot to. Sunny says, LOL. Oh. But it is nice getting a little warmer. Do you know the craziest thing ever? I'm sitting there like, I don't turn up my heat. I have it on a certain degree and I just leave it there and I don't touch it. Like I might be freezing, but I don't touch it because I don't want to pay higher electric bill. I already pay enough. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you know what? This one cover on my bed is just not doing me justice. Like I am not getting comfortable at night. I'm tossing and turning because I'm so cold. I can't get warm. And then sometimes I get too warm and then so anyways, I was thinking to myself, it'd be nice to have a few blankets. I had other blankets like right next to the bed and I just overlooked them. Does anybody else ever do that? Just you don't even see something that's right smack in your face, you just look over it. Oh, Sonny, you're cordial. Yeah, I think it's easier on everybody if you're cordial with them. Sonny says, well, except Angel's dad. I tried. He's just a, yeah. Unfortunately, that's not a good thing. Sorry that you have to go through that, Sonny. Sonny says, I do that all the time. Yeah, that's got to be rough. I know I have, we have family members that it's hard that they just can't be in the same room together. It's just, it's no bueno. um, it is nicer to have this, you know, I should have just kept this subscriber only so that if you hear me going through a tough patch because I just lost my cousin, then I don't need to announce it to the universe. But I think more of us have been doing that, or more of you, whatever, have been doing a lot more subscriber only because people are just acting goofy. Sonny says, I feel bad for Angel. He tried to. His dad had him kicked out of the hospital rehab room after he drove an hour to go visit him. Yeah, I remember you saying that on a live. That is so sad. No good. You know, I have thought about trying to make amends with my father. I have thought about it a few times. And the main reason why I decided not to be friends with him anymore is because, I mean, friends. The reason why I disconnected with my father is because every time I tried to connect with him, he would say BS stuff, just BS. You know, he would talk about my kids. You don't talk about my kids. I'm Nana. You don't talk about my kids. I don't take well to it at all. And my dad said that my girls were racist, and my girls were never racist. He married someone the same age as my youngest, and she was Filipino. But her race didn't have anything to do with it. It was the whole age factor. My kids couldn't take to the fact that my father, their grandfather, was in a relationship with someone their age. They just couldn't handle it. So I just don't like the fact that he said my kids were racist. My kids are black, white. There's Mexican in the family. I mean, there's so many different nationalities in the family that for you to say that is just ignorant. And then he would talk about my dearly departed mother. And they had not been together since I was a child. But he would always find stupid stuff to say about them. I mean, her, all the time. And I was a grown adult, and he just wouldn't let it up. And she had gone, and he wouldn't let it up. But I tried, and I tried, and I tried. And the last time the last couple times when I talked to him, it would make me physically sick. And that's when I said, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. When I'm feeling this sick, we are done. I did everything I could. Sonny says, I'm sorry, Yvonne. Sonny says, yeah, not liking a situation doesn't make you racist, right? Wayne says, souls have no color, right? Sonny says, I agree, Wayne. Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for being here for me. It's a hard time, but it's I'm thankful that I was invited, and I believe both my daughters are gonna go with me. I've sent a message out to my son. We'll see if he responds. I have I don't think my father is going to be at the funeral because my cousin didn't like him. She did not like him. So I really don't think he's going to be there. And if he's there, then I'm just going to get over it because I'm not there for him. I'm there for her. So it is what it is. Oh, Rhonda. Rhonda. Sonny says, hi, Rhonda. Wayne says, have a great night, Yvonne. Presley says, Ron. Okay. Just to tell you really quick, Rhonda, because I know you'll understand. I just found out tonight that my cousin, who is 3 years older than I, that she passed away of pancreatic, I don't even know how you pronounce it. Pancreatic cancer, and it was affecting her lung, her liver. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Sonny says, good night, Yvonne. Mike says, hello, Rhonda. Rhonda says, so what's going on? I just hopped on. Yeah, I was just about ready to go off, but I just was explaining to people what I had found out when I got off work tonight, that my cousin's no longer, and her and I were 3 months apart, and she was the first one of us girls that was given our shared middle name. All first girls have the same middle name, and she was the first one. Thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda says, my condolences, Yvonne. That is so sad. I will keep you in my prayers. Thank you so much. And thank you, all of you, for being there for me. I appreciate you, and I love you all. It's only 43 minutes, I know, but I have to go get to my laundry. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing out. And I love you all. God bless. Thank you, Mike.